let's get into our injury report here, guys, because let's be honest here, none of us expect to win tomorrow, but at least we can have a little knowledge in the game. Uh, so sad for this already. Week 6, and we're already this beat, and it's goddamn pathetic. So Saquon Barkley, surprise, surprise, the Giants fans, is on the injury report. Knee injury. He did not practice Monday, limited on Tuesday, full participant on Wednesday here. So you got to think he's going to be in. They have not given a game status for him yet. You got Jahad Campbell, the linebacker, biceps injury, limited in practice the first 2 days, full participant today and Wednesday. So he should be in. Byron Young, the defensive tackle, triceps injury, limited practice the first 2 days, full participant today and Wednesday. So again, you got to think he's going to be in. Here's the questionables here. Nakobe Dean is questionable. The linebacker had a knee injury. He's been out now for the season so far. He is expected, from all reports that I'm reading, to go ahead and make his season debut against the Giants. But he's still listed as questionable. And a lot of times they do that when you come back from injury, just in case you aggravate it during warm-ups or something like that. You got a little chance to say, oh, you knew this was a possibility.
Yeah, you had an idea.
And I guess he could be probably at a snap count, I got to imagine, coming back at this point, too. You don't want to throw him out there too quick. But really good player last year, 15 games, 128 tackles, 9 tackles for loss, 6 he had 6 sacks, interception, 4 passes deflected there. Also questionable on the day is Jalen Carter with a heel injury that he just suffered today, actually, on Wednesday. He was limited participant in practice, but that has been also dealing with a shoulder injury this season as well. So he's got a few different issues. Plus, of course, he's dealing with this salivatory issues as well. But, that's a whole set. That's not an injury per se. It's more of a mental status and a good moral thing. Call me crazy. People that we know are out. Tight end Grant Calcaterra is out. Oblique, he hasn't practiced all week. They've already said he's out. Decent backup tight end. I mean, not a main star, but decent backup guy. Landon Dickerson, the guard, also with ankle injury, ears out. So decent guard. Not only having a great season so far here to start, but he is officially going to be not in the game here. So the backup for him, I had to look it up, to be honest. I didn't know who their backup was in this. Brett Toth is going to be the backup there. So hopefully Dexter Lawrence can take care of him. That's be a very nice thing there. But yeah, like I said, overall, Eagles aren't exactly dealing with a ton of issues on injuries there. On the Giants side here, definitely some more issues. So here's the guys that are listed but don't have a designation yet, which usually means they're going to play. Dane Belton, shoulder injury, limited participant all week. Jackson Dart, he's been battling that hamstring, obviously. Limited participant Monday, but full participant Tuesday, Wednesday. Javon Holland, calf injury, limited participant all week. Tyler Newman, groin injury, limited participant all week. Drew Phillips, hip injury, limited participant all week. And running back Tyrone Tracy Jr., shoulder injury, limited participant all week. Now, here's the scary one for me. We name our top 3 safeties. Tyler Newman, Dane Belton, and Javon Holland.
Yeah, there's some issues there.
Report, guys. Yeah. This is just absolute insanity there. Now, the good news I can give you guys out of this, Tyrone Tracy is expected to be playing. He is expected to be making his debut back from that shoulder injury, which is going to be good because let's be honest, we're going to have to run the ball like you would not believe to have a shot in hell at this. So, even though we won't have a shot in hell, but it is what it is. But I want to see the Tracy Scadaboo combo there. Like now that Scadaboo's got a couple games as a starter under his belt, and he's kind of cemented himself as the number 2 at the very least, if not number 1, depending on how Tracy looks when he gets back. Like I want to see that kind of combo and how it works. I want to see both of them even back there at the same time. Maybe Scadaboo works like a lead blocker and he kind of do some fake trickery kind of stuff there. Like you got those potentials.
Yes.
It won't be that potential. Not creative to do that, but it's a potential thing. You could do it technically, especially in a game like this where you're going to have absolutely probably no receivers. Jermaine Eluemunor also on the injury report, back injury, did not participate first 2 days, a limited participant today and Wednesday. He's questionable for the game. The good news is, if there is any good news in that, because he's still probably the second best offensive lineman we have, is if he can't play, you got to imagine that Marcus Mbow would go in his stance. And I kind of like to see more of Mbow. I kind of like to see, we have a little more in him at this point. Otherwise, guys that are officially out for the game already. Linebacker Swayze Bozeman. I know you guys are very sad about that. I know.
Sad.
I cried a little myself. I'm still trying to figure who the hell names their kid Swayze. Like, were they Patrick?
Dr. Patrick.
I never
had a little Jordan Humphreys.
And they say you don't trust somebody with 2 first names. So
what about 2 last names?
What about 2 last names? Exactly. Do we overly trust this guy now?
What happens when the last name becomes the first name because of sports?
That's like having a dream within a dream within a dream.
Oh, no, it's a true thing. The name Shea is named famous because what's his face used to always hit home runs at Shea Stadium, so he named his daughter Shea, which is now a popular girl's name.
Oh, you're talking about Chipper Skid?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And then Shea Stadium closed. So his next kid's named City.
what do you call it? It's like your first name is the last name, but it's not.
Yeah. So one of the linebacker we got out, Demetrius Flanagan-Fowles, out again with a hamstring issue. Here's the big one, though. And this is the one. Listen, I know he had a bad game last week, guys. Wide receiver Darius Slayton, hamstring issue. He's out officially this week. He didn't practice all week. He's not going to be on there. So let's take a look at who we have left at wide receiver. And this will make you happy.
A chipmunk.
So you got Wan'Dale Robinson, Jalen Hyatt, Bo Collins,
fantastic,
Gunnar Olszewski, and you're hoping they call up little Jordan Humphrey.
Listen, he's got game. Look at his name.
Yeah.
That's probably the weakest starting receiving group or close to it in the league.
Listen, besides Wan'Dale Robinson, they have a combined 1 reception.
Yeah.
That's where it's at, guys. Like, that's really, really bad. And listen, we'll know more on the call-ups and all tomorrow. They haven't announced that yet, so we'll have to see there, because who knows? Does little Jordan Humphreys, even make it off the practice squad? Like, we don't know. We have no clue what they're going to do. Like, a normal situation, I'd be like, yes, of course they're going to call him up. I have no goddamn clue.
Never know what he's doing in there.
I don't think they know what they're doing.
No.
So yeah, and I see Anthony there. Why aren't they trying to give Washington a chance? Montreal Washington isn't even a Giant right now. He's a point blank free agent roaming the streets, working at the Piggly Wiggly right now.
Piggly Wiggly.
So it is what it is. I mean, imagine that you're trying to develop a rookie quarterback, and you're giving him one guy who's 5'3" to be your main receiver, and then everybody else combines for 1 total reception all year long. So, yeah, that's bad, guys. Like, that's extremely, extremely bad.
If you're from Boston, it's hella bad.
I'd love to give you guys something positive on this. I really would. I don't have a thing. There's nothing I can give you positive right now, and I'd love to be the guy that, like, oh, well, this could happen and that could happen. Like, I really would. As much as I'm kind of known as the negative between the two of us, I think this is the epitome of my negativity at this point where I'm at. Like, literally, you're gonna face a team that, let's be honest, and correct me if I'm wrong, Rob. I don't want to speak for you in this, but the Eagles are like the most scrappy goddamn team in the NFL right now. They just find a way to win no matter what. Except last week. I had to throw them.
I was about to say, what about last week? What happened there?
Like, They have no right being 4-1, yet somehow they just find a way to win. And now we're going to face them with one receiver with more than one reception on the season.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Like, if you're the Eagles, why wouldn't you just stack the box and double team Wan'Dale Robinson?
That's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's a good thing to listen to you, Drew.
Tight ends, too, and they have to cover them, obviously. Tight ends were a big part last week. But I'm just insanity, this whole situation. Like, how the hell we even got here? And this is part of why I was so pissed off little Jordan Humphreys wasn't called up last week. Because if you call little Jordan Humphreys up, okay, you put him up there and you throw him in at that point. Maybe you don't throw him in many plays, just pop him in there so you have another receiver because you lost a receiver at Neighbors. It's a logical thing. I lost a receiver. I have one on my practice squad with actual NFL experience. I'm going to call him up. Like, there's this logical train of thought with this whole process. Instead, you didn't. And if you call him up, you could easily make the case that he's the second best receiver on the roster. And he hasn't played a single down for the Giants yet. Like,
yeah, that's pretty it's pretty bad.
That is point blank roster malpractice by Joe Shane and Brian Daboll, because I know they supposed to get together to discuss these things. It's not one or the other. That's absolutely goddamn BS. So let's get to the comments here. Deb says, "Hey kids." Anthony says, "Hey guys."
Hi.
And Tracy's back. Guess who's back? Tracy's back. Don't tell the Eagles.
Yeah.
Deb says, "It's our deadline for teams to activate players in the practice squad." Yes, I mean, I know it's usually the day before. On a lot of times I'll hear about it. I don't know when it formally gets announced, but I haven't heard anything yet today. And I did look to see, so I'm guessing it's going to be announced probably early tomorrow at that point. There, Anthony says, "Would be cool. That would be cool if Carter's out. JMS might only get destroyed every other snap." Well, you are giving that guy way too much credit. Way too much credit. Dorothy says JMS will destroy himself if the opponent refuses to engage. As Anthony says that Dorothy, you aren't wrong. Dorothy says Giants players think they work at a big corporation where no one will notice their non-performance because they're just part of the machine. Yeah, the problem is this machine is a steam locomotive going against a bullet train. That's the problem.
The bullet train's not fair. A locomotive, I'll go with that. Because their steam power keep going, but they definitely have their flaws.
Yeah, that's for sure. You know, it's just I don't know. Anthony said, "I wonder if we're going to go into the game with 49 players this week just to spice it up." Darn, I thought this was the week Roadhouse Bozeman was going to become a true modern Giants linebacker and miss 10 tackles. Well, you see, he was, but Sam Elliott has to complete his training of him. That's the problem here. So he can't quite do it there. Anthony says, "Why aren't we trying to give Washington a chance?" Like I said, he's not even a Giant technically. Deb says, "Carl Banks was angrier than I've ever seen him. He didn't excuse the coaches, but his rant was on players who don't execute and don't seem to care." And he's not wrong in that. But here's the problem, as we pointed out last episode: the Giants allow them to get away with that.
Yeah. That's a problem. Like if you have guys that are committed to plays, you have people that are just giving up. That's a cultural thing.
Yep.
That comes from your coaching staff. That doesn't come from your players. You can coach that out. That's a very coachable thing.
And this is not the kind of culture that Jamie Lee Curtis was talking about, that little cup and the spoon at that point. Like, this is like a legit issue. Like, this is a situation where I feel like whoever comes in here next, because let's be honest here, I'm to this point, I'm just hoping for a new coach and all next year. Whoever comes in next is going to have to clean house of any players that they get sniffed any news about them not caring. Jalen Hyatt, Deontay Banks, those kind of guys, like they can't be on the roster next year, point blank.
Yeah, listen, like
Kazoo.
There's like some room you might be able to say, like, all right, there might be approval for Banks because people just allow him to, because he has to be like, at the end of the day, you have to kind of use him.
Yeah.
Like, just because he does have talent. Granted, he's not the best, but we don't have much talent to back him up. So you kind of stuck between a hard place and a rock. So you kind of let some of the talent like that Sometimes it's that. But
He's
that, you know what I'm saying? Like when you have talented, like you deal with some of the drama and
yes.
you put up with it.
Look at like
But
the A.J. Brown Eagles right now. They're dealing with the BS he's putting them through because he's an extremely talented player. So
yeah, I mean they have a lot of talent. So like you put up a little bit more BS, but when you have like a Hyatt out there who, in his career, hasn't even surpassed 500 yards,
one touchdown.
yeah, you
Yeah,
kind of say, all right,
single touchdown.
you kind of go, all right, dude, like we put you on the field. You play probably about 50% of your snaps while you're here, and you would have had a lot more if you actually started producing.
Yeah. Imagine
He's
being on like almost
40% of the snaps. He's
not a single catch.
probably 40, yeah, what's he 40% of the snaps probably for his career?
30% he's been at for a lot of the games, and it's weird because you don't even see him because they don't even throw it to him. He's not open.
Well, last week he was what? It was 50% of snaps, or almost 60.
Yeah,
We're talking about.
once Slayton went down, he was in for pretty much every single one. But
Yeah.
you know, you get on top of that the fact that like everybody's talking about the one that he went for the pass interference and actually attacking and going for the ball, which he should have clearly. But they also forget that he was also part of the first interception that Jackson Dart did. He didn't try to run back towards the ball or anything. He has no effort whatsoever. We called out the lack of a block he did in 7 minutes left to go in the second quarter when Jackson Dart was running the ball trying to get a first down. Like he doesn't care. He's disengaged. Get rid of him. That is such a cancer. Think about where we're at right now with this roster. I'm saying get rid of a receiver.
Listen, at the end of the day, you probably get more production out of Jordan Humphrey. Even if he gets 2 catches for a total of 28 yards, that's probably saying too much. 3 catches for that. That is such an improvement what Hyatt's done this year.
That's 3 more catches than Hyatt's done all year.
Yeah. Even you say 3 for 15, he got us the first down.
Still, yeah. Anthony said, I thought he was on the practice squad. Yeah, no, he got dropped and they never put him on the practice squad. He is literally roaming the streets right now without a job. Think about that for a minute. All the injuries we've had, and he's still roaming the streets right now. And I'm going to throw this in. We're talking about before, little Jordan Humphrey being called up last week. Let's say hypothetically you call little Jordan Humphrey up. You could have then signed Washington to your practice squad.
It's true.
And he'd be available, that means this week, and be practicing with the team all week and everything. Yeah. This is the kind of BS this team is doing.
Yeah, more coach practice.
Dorothy says, are we certain current Carl Banks wouldn't do a better job than Bobby Okereke at the middle linebacker position? No. And listen, I want to like root for Okereke because he's got the numbers and stuff, and he was so good that first year. He's getting dragged around by running backs. I'm sorry. I'm not going to applaud you when you're like 7 yards down the field stopping the running back. Now, I do think part of it, though, is potentially the position. I don't think that's talked about enough because the positioning of the corners, they're way off the receivers and everything, like playing like a nonstop prevent defense. I think this week I want to pay a little more attention to where Bobby Okereke is being lined up because I wonder if part of his problem why he's so far back when he's, in the field when he's tackling a running back is he's starting too deep.
I think that has a lot to do with it because like he's running forward towards a lot of plays. Like he's trying to keep him in the middle for like a lot of zone stuff. So it's like it's a little weird there. Like I don't blame him not looking as good.
Yeah,
this year is his first year.
Yeah.
So like look, he was definitely way more aggressive in the front line with a different defense.
That was the wing defense. That was the wing one. Deb says, I do think Banks would be better, Dorothy. It speaks volumes when fans wanted to get rid of Hyatt and Banks and said we need a number 2 receiver in case Neighbors gets hurt. Yeah, like I said, especially when you're trying to go ahead and get a rookie quarterback developed in this league. Like we are absolutely screwed. And I'll even go beyond. Let's say hypothetically the Giants couldn't get a number 2. They couldn't legitimately fit that square peg in that round hole because of money or whatever the case may be. Because we don't know behind the scenes that part. For all we know, they were talking like guys like Stephon Diggs and just couldn't get it done. I don't know. But don't tell me that you couldn't do better than a bunch of undrafted rookie free agents and a bunch of guys who are returners that don't ever catch the ball. because that's what you got in Gunnar Olszewski and Amir Smith-Marset, who's on a practice squad, I believe still. You got Bo Collins, you got Dalen Cambry. Like, what are you doing?
You definitely could be making some moves and not giving up too much. Like what did the Bengals give up to get Joe Flacco?
Well, no, we're saying is they should have done it before they even started, though.
Oh, 100%. We talked about that before.
As your wide receiver core.
We talked about that before. I'm just saying, like, right now,
yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. Right now, you can make a move very easily. You don't have to trade even to do it. You don't have to trade. You can go get guys that are walking the streets or on practice squads, and they're better than our current receivers.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But if you want to go out and get a better dude to go play, like, you could go out there and get yourself someone that's way better. It's an active roster, probably give up some round pick.
This is why you should have called someone up last week so you can see they did and then have a better decision to make this week if you had to call somebody up. Now, I will say this, because it's Thursday, I don't know if that would have mattered because you're such a short week to make a trade and make a move that matter for this week. We have a long week coming up here. It wouldn't shock me at all, especially because I expect this passing offense to be basically non-existent. Like, I would not be shocked at all to see the Giants make some moves here coming up because now they have a long week. They can bring someone in like Friday, Saturday, and they can give them a whole week, with the team at that point. Hey, go look at the playbook over the weekend, and you come in Monday, you hit the ground running.
If you pick yourself up a veteran, that's pretty good. They're going to take that very serious.
Like a Hodgins, even like we said, Isaiah Hodgins a couple times. Isaiah Hodgins would be a perfect fit. Absolute perfect fit. So, 1 second here. I went too far up there. Dorothy says, year 4, little Jordan Humphrey, who has 62 career catches, is going to be our second best receiver. Yeah. Yes, that's how bad it is. Anthony says, I can't wait to see notifications that Giants have dropped Hyatt. That bums a waste of space. Yeah. Well, you'll have to wait to the offseason, probably the way things are going. Dorothy says they're putting Dart out there with no receivers. Eventually, the line will get injured, and we'll have a Daniel Jones clone, a new GM and coach without the power to change QBs. I've been here before. Yes. Anthony says, my bad, being wrong. Washington won't happen again. It will, but we can pretend for a bit. Oh, dude, you're good. I remember when we first were looking at who we can call up, who we can move around. I was shocked he wasn't there. I thought he had a really good rapport with Jackson Dart and all. So I was kind of shocked they didn't. He says, how are the 49ers winning games with Mac Jones and horrible wide receivers, all the injuries they've had, but we can't figure out how to get 200 passing yards?
Coaching, hands down. Listen, and you know what? Shannon also likes Mac Jones as a quarterback. He apparently wanted him, and it fits his scheme.
Remember, Bourne had a good year with Mac Jones back at the Patriots too. So
you know what's crazy too? It's like these offensive lines like meet something. You have like what looks like a terrible quarterback play decent ball, good ball.
Mm-hmm. But
although Mac Jones, he got his capper and he got back up and sat there and won the game.
I've been a Mac Jones guy. Like I'm sorry, like the Patriots ruined him with the whole Joe Judge and Matt Patricia thing. Like, why the hell would you put those two guys? By the way, that's why before the conversation even starts, there's rumors of Belichick being bought out by the North Carolina team. I don't want him.
No.
I want nothing to do with him. Let me be very clear. I want nothing to do with him. He needs to go after the Shady Acres farm at that point and just wait for his time.
He can take his girlfriend that's a third of his age and do stuff and pop pills, whatever he has to do to make sure he dies happy.
They can go off to their dates at the Golden Corral together, where she probably gets still the children's meal prices, and they can just do their thing. Like nothing at all. And then Deb says, "Good point." AC Dorothy says, even without Puka, wide receivers picked after Hyatt, who we traded up to draft: Xavier Hutchinson, Keyshawn Boutte, Wicks, etc. I don't think Boutte is actually in the league anymore. I'd have to look that one up. I know he had that issue with the law, didn't he? I want to say.
I can't remember the law and the law won.
Oh gosh. Oh no, I take it back. Yeah, He is still with the Patriots. I thought they cut him. I thought that was a legal issue, but yeah, he's got 200 yards in receiving on the year. Yeah, so yeah,
It's 200 more than Hyatt.
That's 200 more than Hyatt. And is Joe Judge ruining players? Never would have thought. I know, it's crazy. And he says, "Could you imagine if we had taken Puka? We could have."
Dude, there's so many teams that are sitting there in that scenario saying the same thing.
We could have taken Puka Nacua, and we could have taken is we could have not taken Eric Gray. We took Eric Gray right before the Rams took Puka Nacua. Basically, it's a couple picks down the road. I can't remember how many spots, but it wasn't like one or two. It was more than that. But still, like, he was available. We took Eric Gray, that waste of a roster spot.
Thanks for watching. Like the show? Of course you do, or you would have turned it off by now and not be hearing me. There are plenty of ways to support the show. YouTube is the best place to join us, and we offer memberships there with fun benefits like custom emojis and early access to video clips. Of course, there you can also send super chats and stickers to send one-time support payments. The best way to support the show is to buy these drunk idiots beers at buymeacoffee.com/2giantgoofballs. Along with one-time support payments, there are also monthly plans, so you can continue to help kill their livers each month. You can also show people that you are a goofball by visiting our store at 2giantgoofballs-shop.fourthwall.com. We got everything from shirts, hats, phone cases, funny candles, buttons, stickers, and even a 2 Giant Goofballs towel to dry off your goofballs. Of course, you can always support the show for free by simply hitting the like, subscribe, and share button wherever you are watching or listening to this. Hit the thumbs up on YouTube. Leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. It helps the show tremendously, and quite frankly, the Goofballs suck at marketing and need your help to get the word out. Thank you for being part of the Goofball Army and for taking the time out to support the show.
If you like that clip, then you will love the full episodes too. Find us on your favorite podcast app and look for us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please.